What's up guys, Coach Az, Warrior Martial Arts, and today I want to do a little video for you on some footwork and stuff that you can work on to improve the way you move around in the fight. Generally, when people first think about martial arts, the first thing they think about is the punches and the kicks. But really, one of the main things that you want to focus your time and attention on is your footwork. It's your ability to move, because that movement is going to determine how you manage distance against your opponent, how you avoid getting hit, and how you get into range to throw your shots and create openings. So it can't be underestimated just how important it is. Now, it's going to vary massively from martial art to martial art, but there's some basic principles that apply across the board that we can all use to help us be better in our footwork. So let's get started. I'm going to work today in right stance. The reason I'm doing that for you guys is the majority of people watching this are going to be orthodox, which means they're going to fight from the left. So that way you can mirror image me on the video, follow along, and it should be a little easier for you to follow. If you're a southpaw, then at least you get to see someone working as a southpaw for once. Let's get started. Guys, there's 4 main basic principle movements I want to show you today, and I want to just give you a bit of explanation and a bit of background and info as we go through them. So let's get started. Movement number 1 is what we refer to as the push. The push is our forward motion. So from here, using both feet, projecting myself forward, sliding forward. Now really what I want to focus on is maintaining the distance between my 2 feet. From here, if I reset myself back to my start position, I want to keep this gap. This gap here, maintained as I travel. What that means is I'm always stable. I'm always in a strong position to throw technique, to defend, etc. Now, the technique and the movement that complements this is the pull. The pull is the backward movement. So from here, take that exact same movement, springing off of the balls of the feet and the toes, and pull to shift yourself back to your start position. Now, I refer to these as push and pull because I'm always thinking about how I'm trying to affect my opponent rather than how I'm trying to affect myself. So when I think about moving forward, I'm not thinking about me moving forward. I'm thinking about pressure. I'm thinking about pushing someone, okay? Now, they might move backwards, they might hold their ground, but I'm applying the forward pressure. I'm pushing you, okay? When I move backwards, it's not to retreat. I'm not running away. I'm not trying to get away from you. What I'm doing is I'm pulling you. I'm creating traps. I'm trying to draw you in to my counter strike. So it's a little change of mind, it's just semantics, but it really has a dramatic effect on how you think about your movement. Those two can be practiced in unison. So I like to be light on my feet, on my toes, and I like to practice going push, pull. Push, pull. Yeah, if I show you sideways on from here as well, so you can see it. Push, pull. Push, pull. All right. Resetting, the next 2 movements are angles. So far, everything we've talked about has been on this straight line. And when people are beginners or intermediates, they first get into fighting, they really just think about going forward and going backwards. It's almost like a fencing match. But it's called a ring for a reason. It's called an octagon for a reason. We've got space, okay? And we want to use that space by creating angles against our opponent. 2 basic ones. I refer to them as the cut and the pivot. Okay, so for the cut, I'm going to take my back leg and I'm going to cut across this diagonal line. So I'm going to take this foot, step, and now I'm facing off onto this diagonal line. Okay, so if this is where my opponent is, directly in front of me, I'm trying to create between a 45 to 20 degree angle from here, cut across, and set myself. And again, this foot just adjusts to make sure that I finish in a good stance position. Coming back to that start position, the last one is the pivot. So now instead of taking this leg across this way, I'm going to bring it to the back and I'm going to pivot on that front foot. From here, bring that back leg across, pivot, and now I'm on this diagonal line. So I've changed the direction of attack. And again, you can practice those 2 techniques in it as a combination together. So we can go cut to pivot, reset. Cut to pivot, reset. We could also do that the opposite way around. I can start with the pivot, and from here I can cut across to the opposite angle. I can pivot back, and I can cut across to the opposite angle. So guys, 4 fundamental movements there. The push, the pull, the cut, and the pivot to reset, get us back to that center point. Always try to mix in your movement with your technique. So when you're thinking of combinations, mix in your movement. We can start real simple. Take those 4 movements and take a 1-2. Take a jab cross. From here, I'm going to practice the punches with every stage of the movement. From here, push 1-2, pull 1-2, cut 1-2, pivot 1-2, reset. Okay? You can do it with a slightly bigger combination. So let's say our combo was a jab, cross, hook, cross. From here I'm going to go push, jab, cross, pull, hook, cross, cut, jab, cross, pivot, hook, cross. So I've mixed in the movements amongst the combination. So if you read out the combo would now be push 1-2, pull, hook, cross. Okay? Or cut 1-2, pivot, hook, cross. Guys, mix in your footwork with your techniques. We haven't spoke about kicks today, but see if you can practice blending the 2 in together. And if you want to see more videos on footwork or any other topics, please comment below. Please like the video. Please hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more great content.